Hello, and welcome to LibTech Tools. I'm Rachel, the editor and publisher of Choice, and I'm here with Gary, the editor of InfoDocket and ARL Day in Review. And today we're exploring the Smithsonian Digital Collection. So this is a website that brings together items from the entirety of America's attic, from the Air and Space Museum to the Cooper Hewitt Museum, and we're going to look at the federated search for the Smithsonian Collection today. Although I think, as Gary will get into, every museum has its own website. So, but Gary, what is your favorite thing about the Smithsonian Digital Collection?
Well, hello, Rachel. One of my favorite things about the collection is just being able to have a few minutes and just browse what the Smithsonian has. You know, living here in the DC area, I have the ability to quickly pop into any of these museums, or many of their museums, because some of them aren't in DC proper. But at other times, it's just awe-inspiring what they have collected or are collecting. And the fact of the matter is, I would say they've done a really great job to this point of making a lot of it available, some of it with CC0 licenses, but just to browse. But of course, as you can see here, you can search, and it's just so robust, always growing. And as you also said, not only can you come to this database and see everything, there are so many, I would call chunks of this database available, as you said, from different museums and other parts of the Smithsonian. But as you can see here, there's over 18.1 million records in here. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Of objects, archives, and library materials, including 8.1 million online images, audios, and blog posts, videos. So people who know me, like Rachel, know that I'm a huge aviation geek to the nth degree. So if I just start searching for 747, for example, I can see that I'm actually, by typing that in, I'm actually hitting onto their controlled vocabulary that the Smithsonian uses. And to them, it's a Boeing 747, jet transports. Now I can obviously search, but I can also, right from the outset, I have multiple options. I can only return results that have online media associated with it. I can only return completely CC0 open access records. I can limit to just museum objects, objects that are found in the library and archives, general reference, limit to certain categories. So I will just limit to things with a CC0 and online media. Actually, we can just do online media. And now I search. And there we go. Now I can narrow and focus by media type, by online media, by type. And now obviously too, in the process of working your way throughout the hierarchy here, you can discover other things as well. Just so happens the first result is a video talking about the world's first jumbo jet, a 747, but the 747. And as you can see here, it's part of the data source is the National Air and Space Museum, as you might think, and the actual item is a YouTube video. So if I then click expand, I can go to the resource link and actually then go directly to that video. So in many respects too, you can use this as a more precise way, or a more robust way, better said, to search for YouTube videos that the Smithsonian makes available, from whether it be National Air and Space or any of the other museums. Let me go back here. But as I mentioned from the outset, you can actually just browse by gallery, by different categories. So you only want to look at paintings. You only want to look at exhibition catalogs. No, not every one of these exhibition catalogs, not every one of these images, every one of these items has been digitized, but you get the idea, the volume that's in here, the amount. You can also limit to items that are currently on exhibit, whether it be you can browse by museum, whether it be any of the museums here on the mall, whether it be the Udvar Hazy Museum out by Dulles Airport, the Cooper Hewitt. It's just a robust tool. Let's do a search for something else. Let's just start with, we'll do another space. We'll do Apollo 11. I should also say the Smithsonian has been doing a lot of 3D digitization, and you will also find a lot of those in here as well. So again, I'll limit to only return results with online media. Search. paper boxes, the Apollo 11th 20th anniversary ceremony, digitized material from that event, introducing Apollo 11, pictures from the National Portrait Gallery, a YouTube video. It just goes on and on and on. So we'll look online media. We'll go to 3D models, for example.
That's so cool.
And there is the command module that you can browse online in a 3D setting through this catalog. So the pressure suit that Neil Armstrong wore, gloves, it's all there. And it's just amazing what I think you said, our nation's attic.
Yes.
That's their go-to phrase, their slogan. And it's just amazing. And as you also pointed out before we started recording, a lot of this stuff might have been digitized, but it's now on public display.
Yeah.
So this is another way to get access to that material. But as you also said, they have such a variety of different search tools. And we'll talk about those in upcoming videos. But for example, move this over here. The Anthropology Center at the Smithsonian, the National History Museum, they have their own catalog, and you can search that as well. So, you know, I think a great way to begin would be using their big collection search and just really enjoying it, and then working your way and doing searches. And we'll do more videos on some of the specialized collections that the Smithsonian makes available.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gary. I am absolutely amazed at how far digital collections, union catalogs have come since I was in library school 12 years ago. I remember, talking about this, and a lot of stuff is going on in England. I'm so glad to see that the United States has put some money towards this, especially with the Smithsonian. So there's so much cool stuff there, especially for undergraduate collections that has a real need for primary resources. So oh gosh, stamps. That's my favorite museum, is the Stamp Museum.
It's the National Postal Museum right next to Union Station here in DC. So there, again, is a Thomas Jefferson stamp. I mean, it's an incredible research tool, but if you want to look at it a different way, it's a great place to get lost online and really learn and see things that you might not have ever seen before.
Yeah, especially if you can't get down to DC for some reason, or to New York. Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you, Rachel.